guys, this is AJ.
I'm Jurn Simmons.
And we're two pro wrestling Twitch superstars that just get on here and talk about nonsense per request.
Yeah, that's what we do.
That's what we
Sometimes
do.
It takes us 3 times to get started, but eventually we'll get there.
That's true. Welcome to Hog Talk with Jurn and AJ, someone in the chat said.
Yeah.
Also, someone told me to turn up my mic, but my mic's as high as it can go. Hold on. Let me check something real quick. Because apparently
sounds fine for me.
Apparently
we got to start this one again.
No,
a 4th time.
No,
is the 4th time the charm, as they always say?
I think it should be fine. Levels. Boom. There we go. Now it should be good. For some reason, my computer likes to mess with my microphones and set them down to not 100%.
Yeah. Well, you know, that happens sometimes. I just sorry, I got distracted on my phone because I got a missed voice call from Dreamy Daddy.
Oh.
He's listening to the stream. So I don't know why he decides to give me a voice call. But yeah.
He just wanted to add in his 2 cents. He wanted to be a part. He's hoping you're going to play it over the mic.
Yeah, he was going to be like, guys, I got to let everybody know the size of my penis as well.
Oh my god. Dreamy Dad, I just wanted attention because the fuck it up, AJ.
Well, there you go. You got your attention, buddy.
Yeah, there we go. All right, today we're going to talk about MOBAs, but we're going to start it off a little differently for a minute or two.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Jurn.
Oh, you want me to kick it off? All right. So I don't know, like most of you guys know us from wrestling. I would assume pretty much every one of you guys actually.
Although if you guys know us just from Twitch, that's pretty cool too.
That's really cool. I actually I think it's super dope when that pops up. But recently, on social media, on Twitter and stuff, there's a bunch of shit has been going on in wrestling with a lot of people inside the world of wrestling, independent, but even not independent, contracted people as well, being outed as sexual predators and stuff. And I can only speak for myself. Obviously, I can't speak for AJ, but he will in a second. For me, this is it's hard for me to put it into words. I'm struggling to find words right now to talk about this, but I don't know, since somebody told me about it yesterday on stream, about the David Starr stuff, and because I didn't know about that, right? When all of this stuff initially unfolded, I was offline. I wasn't on social media. I actually me, Jackson, and AJ have been texting as well, and I told Jackson brought it up, and then but vaguely, so I didn't know what was going on. And I told him hey, I'm watching The Punisher with my dad. What's going on? And then we just talked about The Punisher because they thought I didn't feel comfortable talking about it.
Yeah, because Jackson put something out there, and I just figured at this point everybody knew. And then when Jurn kind of went past it to talk about The Punisher, which I'm always for talking about The Punisher, I was kind of okay, he's not comfortable talking about it. I completely get that because it makes me feel sick to my stomach as well.
That's the thing. Since I found out yesterday, obviously I've looked into it, and since then, I've AJ said perfectly. I felt sick to my stomach as well. I feel physically sick just reading all of this stuff. You know, there's a reason I'm a really close group of friends in wrestling, and I didn't know pretty much about any of this shit, right? But there's it's obvious there's a lot of shady and fucked up people in wrestling, because there's a lot of shady and fucked up people in the world, you know, in general. So that's why I don't know, I'm just antisocial and rude across the board. So for me, reading all of this is just it's been so tough just reading it. I can't imagine people that had to type it out, never mind live this shit. You know what I mean? Having to deal with this on a daily basis, for years at some point. And I don't know, for me, it's just a thing. I feel very powerless in this situation. There's nothing I can directly do right now that will like help any of this stuff out, right? I just want to say, like, please support those that are speaking out against this, right? Like, or like, please support those that are speaking out. It's like I said, like, I'm at a loss for words, so I'm fumbling over all this shit. But please support those that are speaking out and are like sharing their experiences. And honestly, like, because there's such an enormity of these stories right now, it's so overwhelming how many of these fucking stories there are that it's hard to believe the contrary at this point. You know, it's hard to believe in basically the good of people. So I think it's the best thing to like take their word for it and just support those. They're sharing their experiences, because, like I said, like, it's hard for me to find my words about how I feel about finding out about this stuff. So I can't even begin to imagine how the victims like feel and how hard it is for them to speak out on this stuff.
Yeah,
you got anything to add, AJ?
Yeah, well, sorry. In the middle of that, I had to run upstairs because the dog and my niece were breaking things.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like I can't really put it any better. Like, I feel how Jurn did. Like, I was kind of in a relief yesterday when in the group chat he was just like, yeah, I feel physically ill, because I was like, so do I. Like, I haven't had anything trigger my anxiety like this in forever. Like, just like almost guilt for the fact that like this has happened to people we know and like we didn't know about it, you know?
Yeah, I completely agree with that. Like, there's so many like names that have come out. I just had no clue, you know, like, for example, you and me, like, we've been around like David Starr plenty.
Yeah.
Right. I would never in a million years have thought that this was going on. You know, I also don't really fuck with people's like personal life, and especially like their sex life and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
but
I think when it comes to like personal lives within wrestling, it's like you, Joe Gacy, and Greg Excellent that I really know as people, and that's about it.
Yeah, for me, it's like it's pretty much the same thing. Where it's like I said, like I have a very close group of like real friends that I feel like I know, like for real. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah, that like all of this stuff coming to light is just like, I think it's a huge shock to like a lot of people, including you and me.
Yeah.
So yeah,
but
it's
and like and I talked about this the other day on the end of my stream on Wednesday. Whether it's girl or guy, but unfortunately it seems to be especially girls because they're the minority in the profession, but also just in like the real world in general. Regardless of whether you're in a relationship or anything like that, you know, if you don't feel comfortable, you don't feel comfortable. If something doesn't feel safe or it doesn't feel right, then it doesn't feel right. And like, you have the right to say no and no one get mad at you, you know?
Yeah.
Or in any way, I don't know. It's hard to put into words. Like we've all, like all of us, girls, guys, whatever, we've all been like individuals who've like, you know, messaged someone out of the blue, or maybe messaged them like a couple times, like gauge interest, but then like there isn't any, and you back off, like, so
that's the thing that's like fucking me up over this, right? Because I like you said, like we've all like been in contact with people over messages and all that stuff. So like I've been in contact over people or over messages with people, and it's a thing of like, I don't know, like I've had plenty of times where I'm like, I've sent something and I feel bad about it, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Where because I feel like, oh, like maybe I'm coming on too strong or that kind of thing.
And I can vouch for you, because like, you 10 times out of 10 he's shown me the messages and I'm like, that's nothing. That's like
yeah,
like,
but that's the thing, like, that I'm kind of finding out now as well, I guess. Like, you look at these messages and it's like, oh my god, like what I'm sending is like fucking baby shit, you know, like compared to all of this. And also because the intent is so different. You know, like I can't wrap my head. I can't understand. I can't wrap my head around why the fuck these people like would send this kind of stuff.
It's gross. Like again, almost makes again because it's not just like it's not gender bias. This happens on both sides, but just because of the landslide of how so like more so the victims are girls than anything. Like, dude, it makes me feel like ashamed to be a dude, and the fact that like people that we knew and were colleagues like would do this. Like some of like you see some of the messages and like you read, and then all of a sudden it hits a point where it's like, why would a person do this?
Yeah,
like where's the
absolutely.
How socially unaware can you be?
Yeah, like how do you just like at some point like they cross a line? How do you not see the fucking line? You know, like you're not supposed to even cross it in the first place. You're not supposed to even fucking come close.
Yeah.
In the first place. You know, like
also I want to point out that so many of these things have happened to people underage, and that's fucking gross.
Dude, that's another. I don't fucking understand, man. I don't understand how, like once again, like I can't wrap my head around that shit. You know, like, yeah, like I don't have any words for it. Like, just like a lot of times, like I just wonder why. You know, like what the fuck do you get out of this?
Yeah, it's
you know, like what's the fucking point, man?
Like it's so weird to me too, because I've had friends or whatever who've had like a girl message them, and they're like, oh okay, and then like message them out of the blue, and they talk back and forth, and then they say something like, oh yeah, I just have to get ready, and they'll be like, what do you gotta get ready for? And they're like, school, and then they're like, okay, yeah, the conversation dramatically changes. The tone changes, everything changes, because they're like, this is a child. It's sweet that they messaged me. This is a child. That is not okay. And like, it's not like the specific example I'm thinking of, it's not like he all of a sudden was just like, oh, fuck this, not responding or whatever. He was nice, and he was just like, oh, okay, you know, good luck with that, whatever, you know, probably shouldn't be messaging people this age or whatever, like it's probably not okay, but like good luck with that, was nice. But at the same time, the tone and the messages dramatically change because they are a child. Like in what first off, impressionable, their brain is still growing, things like they're still figuring out the world in themselves, and like that's not for someone to like like I just it's
honestly, like what kind of fucking monster do you have to be to like you're basically saying to prey on children, right? Like of just like kids that age. Like, do you not fucking remember when you were that age? You know what I mean? Like, you should be able to relate because everybody's been that fucking age. You should be able to relate and just realize like how like impressionable you were,
and if you can't
during that time,
then you have a severe lack of empathy, and maybe you need professional help, because to look at like, because some of these stories are coming out like, oh yeah, I started when I was 15 or 16 or 14 or whatever, and if for anyone to look at someone that's like barely out of middle school, like how do you like I have a niece that in like 2 years will be going into middle school, and like it like what, like I don't know, but it's just I can't wrap my hand around it. Like we've all like, and again, everyone has been a person who has gauged interest in a human being, made contact or something like that. But you know, there's no interest, you stop, or like whatever else. But like for some of these people to just like literally the first message is over the line and then it continues, or they message and then there's no response and they continue to just push it until they get where they they want to. Like it's disgusting.
Yeah, but there's like a shitload of like cases where they're guilt tripping people into doing shit, you know, and like all that kind of stuff. And it's just like, I don't know, like,
do you want to anybody listening to this, guy, girl, whatever, don't ever be guilted into doing anything, ever. If you're not comfortable, you're not comfortable. If you don't owe anybody anything, ever. Okay. And
Yeah.
hell, even in severe cases where they're like, oh, they're doing this, they're doing that. Okay. If you flirt with someone and it's nice and it's consensual or whatever, and things get a little like maybe you're drinking, whatever, and it's flirty, and then they start getting touchy and they say no, and they're like, well, you were flirting me with it. It still doesn't matter. If you're like, it's one thing to flirt, it's another line to go someplace physical, and you don't have to do that. Like, just because you flirted doesn't mean you're entitled to do anything. That's absolute fucking garbage.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make you a tease. So for anyone, because I've seen guys guilt people like, oh, don't be a tease. Like, that's a fucking stupid saying. Like no.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah, I've seen that come up as well, where like where people talk about like, oh yeah, it should also like be different backstage, like no fucking like slut shaming and all that kind of stuff anymore. I completely agree, but I think like, and I think you can back this up, AJ. Like I've always been of the mind is like, yeah, like, and I've said this like on my streams like a bunch of times as well, like because people like shitting on people that like have OnlyFans and that sort of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for that stuff. You know what I mean? And it's also the thing of like backstage, like in wrestling, like it does happen. Like women get called sluts and stuff a bunch. But like this is like not just in wrestling. Like I've seen it like in every other like line of work I've had. This has happened too. And it's just the thing of like, I think you and I have probably talked about it in the past as well. It's like, okay, like why are women considered sluts and then men are considered fucking players if they get laid all the time?
Yeah, right. Like we're like justified and put up on a pedestal, but they're like belittled and look at less than human. And like, how the fuck is that right? What kind of double standard is that?
Yeah, and like that's always been like, I don't know, like it's always been fucking stupid to me. I don't know, and I don't know, like.
And also, someone in the chat made a good point. It doesn't have to be no. Anything other than an enthusiastic yes is a no. And like I've been told that by some girls who like they'll send back like one word answers or little like thumbs up or something like that, something to like be nice but still get away from it. If you're getting one word answers or if they're not participating in the conversation, maybe boy or girl, maybe read the room a little bit. Yeah, right?
Yeah, get a fucking clue, you nerd. You know, like it's I've seen, like, because a lot of people are like posting like screenshots of these conversations. It's super obvious. There's a shitload of deflecting going on in these conversations, like laughing emojis and all of this stuff, like trying to change the subject. How are you not picking up on what people are putting down? You know what I mean? I think it's like it's just choosing to be ignorant.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think like that's like showing up a lot as well, where a lot of people are choosing to be ignorant because a lot of these fucking assholes are still being defended by people.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I mean, it's
like guys, same as a certain individual, a certain wrestler that passed in 2007. Just because they're a good wrestler doesn't excuse them from being a shit human being, or any entertainer for that point. Like, don't like get over your fandom and like realize them as a person.
Yeah, or separate the two. You know what I mean? Like, I think Kevin Spacey is a great actor. He's a piece of shit. Yeah, you know what I mean?
100%.
Like, it's like you can separate the two. You know, like of course, like shitty people can still be talented. Shitty people can still like be very committed to like an art form or like their job and get really good at something. You know, it doesn't mean they're not shitty people.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Also,
I don't know. Like
I've seen a couple of people in the chat now been like, yeah, like I had an experience and like this feels like a safer place. I'm not gonna name any names for future broadcasts and stuff like that, but I think I can speak very safely for Jurn and I, because I've had some one-on-one conversations with people that have been in our streams that have been made to feel uncomfortable at times, and
yeah, me too.
I let them address it. I made sure it was corrected, and obviously they weren't made uncomfortable by us. They were made uncomfortable by maybe another person in the chat or just outside. But whenever you're on one of me and your streams or here in the podcast or one of our joint streams, it's a safe place. And if at any time you feel uncomfortable, you feel like something's happening you can't control, or something is, you know, if there's anything we can help with to make this a safer place for you, you can come to either one of us.
Yeah.
And we also understand that maybe if you're a girl and we're a guy, maybe that'd be more uncomfortable. But there's other people in the chat that have their DMs open as well that are always free to talk to you. We've kind of cultivated a community here for anyone, and it's a safe place, and there's zero tolerance for that nonsense. And yeah, so and to kind of wrap it up, because I think we went a little bit longer about this part than I think we expected, but like,
yeah,
again,
but I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily.
okay, hold on one sec, just do your thing.
I don't think that's a bad thing necessarily. Like, this is like, obviously this is shit like that needs to be talked about, and I think like, I don't know, like our voices like don't hold as much weight as other people's do. But I honestly, like, I would feel almost like guilty by association if I like stayed quiet and didn't say anything. So it's like yeah, it definitely needs to be talked about for sure. You there, AJ? I guess AJ's gone, so I'll just
I'm
like
back. I'm sorry.
Okay.
This is the worst day for, not for this obviously, but for craziness to be happening upstairs.
Yeah.
And like normally I would just ignore it, but it's loud bangs, and I think something in the house is breaking. So
all right. Well, I'm not hearing anything, so that's
okay,
something.
that's good. Next time I'll just ignore it then.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, to wrap it up, even though I think Jurn already did, like,
Yeah.
it's okay to say no. Be blatant. It's okay. Like, don't feel guilted. Don't feel, oh, I'm being rude. Don't let anybody take advantage of you in any way. And if you are uncomfortable and you feel you need help, there's always people to reach out to help too. And you know, it can be addressed. Like, I've personally, in past experiences, and this isn't a pat on the back thing or anything like that, and I think this is stuff Jurn knows about. I've had past experiences where individuals have come to me being like, hey, this person's kind of doing this and this and this and this, like, and like I think Jurn's had that happen as well, and it's always been addressed, and it's always been cut off right then and there.
Yeah.
And like, zero tolerance.
Yeah.
So this is a safe place. If anybody ever needs anything, we're here. And in the meantime, maybe we can provide like a fun, safe place for everybody to get away from all that nonsense and have a little relief from the anxiety during the day.
Like have some form of escape. You know, have some form of escapism.
Because we all need
through,
that.
like, art streams and shit.
Yeah, because we all need that, and there's no shame in that. Shit. Like, yesterday after seeing all this stuff, I needed to just get away for a bit. And like, usually I'm very, very productive, work out every day. I just had to sit on the couch and just like close my eyes. This stuff emotionally exhausted me because it's just.
Yeah, same for me. Like I said, I got physically sick just reading all of that stuff. Yeah, I mean, so like, yeah, I like any of the, like, this kind of stuff like has never happened to me, right? So I can't come out here and say like, oh, I know how these people feel, I can relate to this, because I can't, you know?
Yeah. But
just reading it and like just makes me already like fucking sick. Like, it actually like we talk about, like, it makes me sick in my stomach, like physically. And so I don't know. I can't imagine what people have gone through, what people have experienced. And I think like the people that have like shared their stories and have spoken out like are braver than I will ever fucking.
100%. Like,
yeah.
But yeah, and to even put a slight positive on this, so many people are like, "Oh no, like this, like look what's happening to wrestling." Look what's happening to wrestling. This now, when wrestling comes back and it's in full swing again, you can take a little solace in knowing that there's going to be a lot of alleged and already confirmed pieces of shit not involved, and maybe your favorite choices will be a lot more, safer to be your favorite, and the people that you look up to will be a safer thing to look up to, because hopefully they'll have been weeded out and gotten rid of, and then there'll be no more excuses of the boys are just the boys or some nonsense like that, because it's just a fucking shit take that should have died so long ago.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's something that's like, it's like, this is like, it's horrible to read and like experience and all of that right now, but I'm certain like at the end of it, it's going to be a good thing that all of this shit came to light, you know, because like AJ said, like a bunch of piece of shit people are going to be fucking gone, and it's going to make people way more aware of this kind of stuff, so people will look out for it more as well and make sure that like it doesn't happen anymore. Yeah.
But anyway, so kind of wrapping up that end of it, and again, to everyone and anyone in the chat who's kind of popped up something like about a personal experience, and you know, we're here. You can message either one of us. And so yeah, but let's take a second and then we'll get on to MOBAs.
I guess.
I don't know how to transition to that without it being shitty, and I'm not clever enough to come up with one anyway. So
it's hard to do a transition from that shit.
Yeah. Chenny says, glad we still have guys like these two. Like, let's get it wrong. Let's not get it twisted. You guys have listened to us. Me and Jurn are not saints, but we're not
absolutely not.
We're not like, we've all hit on girls, and we've had girls hit on us, but never has it ever been anything as disgusting and vile, and never has it ever been taken too far, and like never, like, again, not saints, but like we're not. This is,
that's the shit. Like what I said earlier as well. Like, asshole. You know what I mean? And it's like usually like backstage as well. Like, and I'm sure like, so like I'm sure there's a lot of people that consider me a dick too. You know what I mean? But
safe bet.
Very safe bet, yeah. But I've never like gone out of my way to abuse. I've never abused somebody.
Yeah, same, 100%.
You know what I mean? Like,
oh, Chenny says, didn't mean it exactly like that, but still appreciate it. I know, Chenny. I was just clarifying. Like, don't worry.
Yeah, we were just clarifying. Like, nobody's fucking perfect. Yeah, you know I mean, like,
everybody makes mistakes possibly, but these are not mistakes. Human. These are intentional that have come out and just like everybody can say like something inappropriate, like accidentally. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like say something fucking stupid. You know, like we're all human. We all make mistakes, right? But this is like this is shit is all intentional. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you do this kind of shit intentional, you're a piece of shit. That's like that's just how it is. Also, like to Ahmed who said like it will still happen. Absolutely, I agree. It will still happen. But I think after this, like I said, people would be more aware of it.
There's way more people who would maybe ignore it before. They'll now be like, cut that shit out.
Yeah, I think it will happen a lot less. You know what I mean? And I like, because stuff like this is never going to be weeded out completely. Because like I said, this is not just the problem in just wrestling. You know what I mean? Like this is, like I said that to like Jackson and AJ in our group chat as well. Like, let's not fucking kid ourselves. This happens in like regular office job life shit as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where like women, but also men just get fucking harassed and abused like on the daily. Like it's not gonna fully go away. It happens fucking everywhere. And but the thing is, it's good that this shit is coming to light so that more people are aware of it and more people can be proactive about going against it.
And 100%, like, if me and Jurn's invitation for a safe place doesn't just extend if it's wrestling related. Like, if you have something like this happening in your real life, like, it's not like we're just like trying to protect the wrestling bubble. We're trying to protect the people that need it. And like we're here for anybody. Maybe not try to protect. We're nobody's saviors. Like we said, we're not saints, but we're just not pieces of garbage. Like this is a safe place for anybody, no matter what's happened in any walk of life.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, let's try this transition again, I guess.
Yeah.
I feel like this would be the perfect spot for a commercial break, but homie, we not sponsored.
Man, can we get an ad read up in this piece?
I would like to. Let me just find a random ad to read online. I'm gonna Google random ad. You can all hear me typing.
Raid Shadow Legends.
Oh wait, yeah, hold on.
Would be kind of clutch if you guys came in right now.
Shadow Legends ad read. Oh man, dude, it fucking popped up. Oh, the script is on Copy Pasta on Reddit.
Oh hell yeah!
Today's video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, one of the biggest mobile role-playing games of 2019. It's totally free. Currently, almost 10 million users have joined Raid over the last 6 months, and it's one of the most impressive games in its class in detailed models, environments, smooth 60 frames per second animations. All the champions in the game can be customized with unique gear, and that changes your strategic buffs and abilities. The dungeon bosses have some ridiculous skills of their own. Figuring out the perfect party and strategy to overtake them is a lot of fun. Currently, with over 300,000 reviews, Raid has almost perfect score in the Play Store. Okay, that's enough reading. I'm done.
Thank you, Raid.
Yeah, also
Shadow Legends for sponsoring us today.
Yeah, also
officially, unofficially.
Yeah, full disclosure, not sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah. All right. Raid Shadow Legends, not a MOBA though.
Oh, true. Amir says, Amir, how do I pronounce it? That's why I've always called him Dragon, because I don't want to be a dickhead that mispronounces names like every other American. Amr wants to know, do you guys have a code for me to use?
Yeah, 69420, baby.
Oh.
There you go. You have to type in baby as well.
Yeah, that's very important.
That's part of the code.
It's also BAYBEE, so keep that in mind. They didn't make it easy for you.
Maybe you should have specified that earlier, but
oh yeah, well I was too busy with my pro ad read.
Yeah.
Now I just want to go and find more ads to read and just get good, get a job.
Yeah.
But yeah, so been playing Dota 2 a lot lately.
Dota 2?
Oh fuck no, Smite. Why do I do this?
Why do you keep going back to Dota?
I played Dota 2 for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and I had all these people yelling and screaming at me to fucking end myself. So I was like, maybe this game isn't for me.
Yeah. Yeah, so you've been playing Smite pretty regularly recently. Yeah. I've been getting into League of Legends, both MOBAs.
Yeah, one obviously much more like Major League Gamer than the other.
I think both are pretty ML fucking G.
Really? Because I had always heard of Dota 2 and League of Legends. I didn't hear Smite until you introduced me to it.
Okay. Well, yeah, but maybe it's 2 MLG. You ever think about that? You ever think about like people being like, "Oh man, Smite's too hot to handle"?
Oh, Chenny in the chat says I installed Smite today. Fuck yeah, Chenny.
Yeah, I mean, like Kim was talking about killing bitches in Smite as well.
Oh hell yeah, Kim Wrestling, hell yeah too. And Amir says Smite is very much a distant third. Mofo
yeah, that's true.
Dota 2 is full pieces of shit. Are you playing Smite on PS4 or PC, AJ? PS4 for like the whole go into the numbers and stuff. I'm not very experienced at being a PC master race gamer, so right now the console's way easier for me.
Yeah, I understand that. It's also like if it's something you want to stream and all that kind of stuff,
I have to do it.
It's gonna be tough to do it on your PC because PC be kind of whack, dog. Like...
See, it's not bad. It's just worse than most. Like it is really good. Like when I got it, it was like specified built for gaming. But like to the point where it's like, okay, cool, you'll be able to play any game pretty okay, and then you want to stream at the same time? No.
Yeah. But yeah, because I've been playing Smite like on and off for like a couple of years. It was actually like Ahmed, aka Dragan, that like introduced me and Dreamy Daddy, aka Benjamin, to it. Like 3 years ago, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing was what happened. Me and Benjamin like started playing. Like we started playing it like with 3 of us, And then, you know, we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. I think Ahmed at that point like had a little more like base knowledge than me and Benjamin did. But we didn't know what the fuck we were doing. So we kept getting smoked. Like we kept getting our asses blasted.
Yeah.
And then and then Ahmed stopped playing, and then me and Benjamin basically kept playing like every day. And then like we started getting better, and we became pretty good. But it got to a point like for me where I was playing it so much that like I just kind of got bored with it. And I was just like, I don't know, like I want to play other shit as well.
Yeah.
You know, and then I remember like every fucking day, Benjamin would like text me, just Smite question mark. Every fucking day, I was like, dude, like, and like sometimes like I would play with him though, but like I said, like I don't know, like I didn't want to play it every day.
Yeah.
But you know, like Benjamin stuck with it and like started doing ranked. I think at one point, like I think at one point he was like the top, like on PS4, he was like the top ranked Chronos player.
Jesus
or something
Christ.
like that.
Ben,
You're like
you've
you can
got
definitely
schoolwork to
correct me
do.
if I'm wrong in the chat, but like
no, don't correct shit.
Like,
this is the narrative.
but like it got pretty intense. So then like every now and then like I would still play with him, you know. But that was basically my experience with Smite. And I remember like ages ago, Ahmed tried to get me into League as well. But he flooded me with so much information that I kind of became disinterested in it. I was like, I don't know, man. But then like he got me to play Legends of Runeterra, which is like a card game based on League, right? Like,
yeah.
And I was like, oh, these characters are actually pretty fucking neat, and they look cool and shit. So
I feel like that's the same way people get into. I feel like it's the same way people get into Pokemon. They get the cards first, and they're like, "Oh, look at these cute creatures! I'll take a look at this."
Yeah,
you got into League of Legends like a 6-year-old.
Fuck yeah, I did.
I love it.
Proud of it.
It's so wholesome and pure.
Yeah, I'm proud I got into it that way.
Be honest,
yeah,
did one of the characters, was it a big, beefy, jacked up chick on the card, and you're just like, I gotta know more about this?
No, that's not the case, unfortunately.
Well, okay, move on to the next story, because now I'm not interested.
I've played Heroes of the Storm as well. I think Ahmed mentioned that.
He did, yeah.
Which was like the Blizzard MOBA, but I only played like a couple of bot games and everything. But that like the reason I started playing that was pretty much because of the reason you just mentioned, but it's because of the female barbarian from Diablo was in it.
Amazing!
Like,
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
they probably use a bunch of their own IP stuff. Like I'm sure Cthulhu is in it, which I always accidentally call Cthulhu by his Blizzard name, Cthulhu.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I played that for a minute, but like I don't know, I wasn't able to maintain attention on that one. So but yeah, recently I've been playing League and it's been really fun, especially because like apparently there's a bunch of people that I know that play that fucking game that I had no clue about.
Yeah, it's like there's so many League players, but then when you find one, you're like, "Whoa, you're MLG? You playing those pro games, dude?" Like, because they'll never talk about. They're never playing like The Last of Us or anything else, and all of a sudden you're just like, "Wait, you play League of Legends?" That was very out of left field.
Yeah, like I knew Santos played it, right?
Santos was on the pro team for Portugal.
Yeah, or João.
It's pronounced Joao. Like it's so hard. It's so hard. The name because Kelly's mom's boyfriend has the same name, and they spent half an hour trying to get me to say it properly. And I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. You're JWoww now.
Oh, like fucking Jersey Shore.
Yeah. That's how I identify you.
But the thing is, like I remember like once like after a show, like we went out to a bar and everything, and then like Santos asked me about streaming, and he was just kind of like, yeah, like what do you play, like this and that. I was just like, oh, I just kind of like this and like everything, you know, this and that, like play Dragon Ball Fighters, blah blah blah, you know. And he's just like, oh, all right, that's cool. I was just like, okay, like what do you play? You know, it's like, oh yeah, I know League. I just like I've never played it before. So he's like, oh okay. And then, so he's kind of disappointed because maybe he expected me to like be into it as well.
He was finally, after years of being in Germany, going to be able to pull out his coolest like trump card. And you shut it down. Well, again, like I messaged once. He posted that picture of him at like competition, and like I messaged Kelly about it. I messaged him, was like, "Dude, why didn't you ever tell me? Like, I always thought you were cool, but this is probably the coolest." Like,
yeah, that was the thing because like I saw that. Fuck. And that was cool because then like the other day, me and Benjamin were playing. Like this is like. After I'd done the stream with Scotty, I think, like where we had streamed Old Republic, which was super fun, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But after that, Benjamin was like, "Hey man, you wanna play some League?" I was like, "Dude, it's fucking midnight. I slept for 3 hours. Of course, I want to play League."
Yeah, this is
so.
Yeah, I have at least an hour more sleep than all the other League players.
Yeah, so we played League, and then Santos popped on, and like he and a buddy of his. Like joined us and they just fucking carried us so fucking hard, you know. And but the thing was like every time, like honestly, they were the best to play with because it was just like me and Benjamin in bottom lane, which is like the duo lane, right? Yeah. In League.
I'm starting to get these terms now, and I'm pretty MLG myself. Went 8, 8, and 10 yesterday with Ares, no big deal.
Fuck yeah,
that's
good. Like 8 kills on Ares is a lot, actually.
Yeah, but the 8 deaths kind of upset me. But it was like an hour plus long game, so that's gonna happen.
But so like he and I just went into the duo lane, and like Santos and his buddy would basically do everything else. And then every time they were like after we got done, they were like, "Man, you guys are really good for playing for a week." And both me and Benjamin like appreciate it. Like we played like Smite a bunch. So I guess we have like kind of general MOBA knowledge. Yeah. And they were like, "Yeah, because like we would tell you guys stuff, and you guys would pick up on it." So. Good for you, you know?
I just imagine Santos and his buddy just getting super into it and just having like war flashbacks of when they were pro gamers and just like start screaming strategy in Portuguese, and then just, you know, the other Dutch members on the team are just like, what?
Yeah. There was a couple of times where like they would speak Dutch, yeah. Or no, not Dutch, Portuguese, sorry.
Yeah, I'd be impressed if they spoke Dutch. Also,
yeah,
Portuguese, like frantic and yelling, is a very scary language. Maybe because it hits so close to home to me, and like, you know, Kelly's never yelled at me in Portuguese, but I've heard her yell at people in Portuguese, and I'm like, oh god.
Oh wait, my mic's cutting out.
It's a Discord issue. If you get too loud or like giggle too much or like create too much like noise pollution in the mic, it'll cut out. We gotta like I think Kim looked up an article of how to fix that. So if she did, or if I'm just whoever did, if you could send it to me, we'll fix it by next time.
Okay, I'll. I mean, I have a very loud voice in general.
Yeah.
So
don't worry, we got you. We got you.
Okay.
Chenny has it, so if you could send that over to me, Chenny, that would be golden.
Fuck yeah, I'd love to hear that.
Love to see it. Love to read it.
Love to read it. Yeah. But yeah, like I don't know. I feel like it's been a lot of fun. I found out fucking Heisenberg plays League as well.
Really?
I haven't played with him yet. It was just like one of those things where like Heisenberg like popped into my like Old Republic stream with Scotty, right? Where I found out Heisenberg was like a huge Star Wars nerd. I was like, that's fucking cool because I love Star Wars. And then fucking me and Scotty were like, hey man, like you gotta download Old Republic and play as well so you can fucking join in on these adventures. You know? And he was like, oh yeah, no problem. So then like, but then after that stream, like he added me like on Discord. And then I saw that he was playing League. I was like, wait, what the fuck? You know? And I was like, you play League too? He's like, oh yeah, I've been playing for a couple of years, just like on and off. And I was like, oh, who do you main? And it's like, oh, these and these characters. Like, went like Poppy, and like when I go jungle, I go Jarvan. And he's like, and I went like, oh, cool. Like if I have to jungle, I go Jarvan too. He's like, yeah, I know, lol. I was like, oh, All right. Yeah.
All right, Heisen buddy,
bro?
thanks.
Like, yeah. But yeah, so hopefully you can get Heisenberg on the stream at some point as well.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
so, like I just imagine that big old massive young man sitting behind a computer, like playing League, just getting pissed.
He's too nice to get pissed though.
I only had a few interactions with him, but like they've all been pleasant, and he seems like a very nice young man and a good future addition to the roster.
Yeah, for sure.
I also appreciate how tall he is, because I'm old school, brother. I like the boys big.
Fucking huge. Dude.
Yeah, right. He's so tall. I was like, dear God. I remember him and Santos having like, you know, quote unquote like dark matches on some of the shows. I'm just like, these two tall young fucks. Like,
yeah,
the two youngest on the roster, like having these matches to get acquainted and like you know, get some experience, and they're like the fucking biggest guys in the locker room just throwing ham hocks at each other.
Yeah, dude, it's that's the thing, because isn't Santos used to play basketball as well?
Oh, I don't know. I think I don't care about real sports.
I think he did. Like the more I found out about Santos, like the least interesting part about him is wrestling.
I once made that comment when I was talking to Kelly, and when I found out that he was like a pro gamer. And I understand his reasons for leaving, but I was just like, man, it's so weird that like you left a profession that's probably way harder to be successful and make money at to then get into wrestling.
Yeah.
Like you kind of already won life in some people's thought processes, and here you are just like, no, I'll go live another dream. Like, fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I understand. Like I don't know his reasonings for leaving, but I would imagine just like people in it were really toxic and shit.
Oh yeah, it's not my story to tell, so like I'll share it with you.
Yeah.
He wouldn't mind me sharing it with you personally, but like that's pretty much 100% it.
Yeah. Like I would imagine it being like that, because that's the thing as well. Like, which I feel like I guess we should touch on when talking about MOBAs. Is that like the community that like every MOBA like I've played so far, the community is just toxic as fuck.
100%. Like there's plenty of overly competitive dorks that like aren't tough in real life, but if some noob comes on and fucks up their game, all of a sudden they're like the biggest, baddest sons of bitches and will talk all this shit. This is assumptions on my part, maybe because I'm insecure and I'm the one of the people that's not good. So I just assume that's the dork that's yelling at me, and maybe it make me feel more comfortable about myself. Who knows? But like there's so many people like that, I assume. And then like if you're doing bad, you are just getting shit all over.
Yeah. That's the thing as well. Like you streamed that like firsthand yesterday, where the four of us, like you, me, Ahmed, and Benjamin, were in a game with like this Arachne player on Smite, and like when it started, they went like, "Oh, can I please have jungle? I'm a god jungler," because they didn't know how to spell good. But like I'm a good jungler.
They meant saying god juggler.
Oh, I really don't think so.
I suspect that they're like, I'm not even king, I'm God.
But during the entire time, like they just play like shit.
Oh yeah, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, they weren't a good or God jungler.
No. That's the thing. Like there's different roles like in MOBAs and all of that stuff.
Yeah, we should probably explain what it means to juggle.
So a jungler, in general, like MOBAs are split up in 3 lanes, right? For example, in League, it's called top, mid, bottom. Whereas in Smite, it's called solo, mid, duel, right? But it's the same principle. In between those lanes, you have a jungle where there are camps where you can farm XP, get buffs, that sort of thing. The jungler's task, basically, is to farm those camps in the jungle and switch in and out between the lanes to help put like pressure on lanes, and even if necessary to gank, which means like to kill an enemy opponent. But so the thing was, like, what happened a bunch with that Arachne player, it happened like in my solo lane, and they just came in and like started attacking the enemy champion. Meanwhile, I was low on health and was backing up in my tower because the other guy was like pressuring me. And so I was in no position to come up, and my abilities were down. So this guy just like fed himself to the wolves, so to speak. So he fed himself to the other opponent, and then he gave me shit for it because I didn't back him up. It's just like, hey, bro, I was in no position to back you up. So maybe you shouldn't come in there. Maybe you should just help me clear the waves, you know, of the minions, and just like help like regain like pressure or make it even again, you know. But that's like he didn't understand that, and like the same thing happened in with Ahmed. And I think like you guys were dual lane, right? Or were you mid?
I think I was mid.
Oh, okay, so maybe it was Benjamin and Ahmed.
No, I was dual. No, I was support.
Yeah, exactly. Benjamin was on Kui, so he was mid. But yeah, AJ was support in dual lane, and it was just like it happened there as well. And like he kept just like blaming me and Ahmed. He was like, "Oh yeah, like," because he was just like, "Oh, like you guys suck. Like you guys are flaming. You losers. This and that and that." And like a bunch of times we had to point out, it's like, "Hey man, like you're doing the worst."
Yeah.
Like out of the entire game, like we are winning this game, but you're doing worse than any of the enemy players.
Yeah, you're blaming us, and you're blaming the rest of the team for the fact that you're doing poorly because we're not playing to just support you.
Yeah.
And then he kept trying to surrender, even though we were clearly winning.
Yeah, we were dominating the game, like without him. And I don't know, like I thought it was funny for like the most part, but that's just like that's one person, right? But like imagine just being like in an entire team with that. Because like I've had that happen.
And
right? Well, like if
Amr pointed out that he gave Jurn shit for buying the wrong item, and then also he gave crap to Benjamin too, which don't give crap to Benjamin because he practically made the fucking game.
Yeah, he fucking Benjamin. I think at one point like was like 15-0 or some shit like that. But I don't know, like that kind of stuff. I think it happens like, and I think like Ahmed brought that up like yesterday as well. It's probably because like the game is fucking free. Like the games are free. Oh, and
ow.
What the fuck were you doing? The games are free. Like MOBAs tend to be free, so you can just download them and play them. Yeah, I mean. So any jackass can fucking get on and say shit. It's kind of the same as like social media, I guess, which is like what social media for a lot of reasons very toxic as well. But yeah, that is definitely like I think like MOBAs are super fun, but make sure you have like friends to play it with to keep it fun, because people can ruin it for you very quickly.
Also, not that this is fair or anything, but make sure you do like a lot of practices with like bots and some of the easier modes first before you jump into like the competitive matches. And obviously, at least with Smite, you have to like get to a certain level before you can play ranked. But because if you're go in and prepared and you're just like, oh, it's my first game, people get so pissy and so mad unjustifiably, and they'll just ruin the game for you. And I'm not saying it's fair, you should have to do that, but they get so mad. And usually like it'll pair you, at least in Smite, it'll pair you up with people close to your level and range, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it'll mess up. Sometimes if you have a friend that you're playing with and they're higher, it'll pair you up. But like for instance, I was once when I first was playing Dota 2, I tried my very first game, and I had done a couple practices, and I felt fairly comfortable, but didn't really know the in and outs of MOBAs. And like half an hour to this game, I was probably like 0 and 11 and maybe like 2 or something ridiculous. I wasn't doing good, and I was pretty much feeding the other team, but I didn't even know what that meant. And like I had my headphones in and I could hear the person over voice chat, and he was just like berating me, and people were typing in the chat berating me too, and like telling me to kill myself, which is stupid. It's a video game. Get a life.
Yeah.
Santos was a pro player, and he wasn't telling anybody to kill themselves. Like,
no.
And then at the very end, I typed like, guys, this was my very first game, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, sorry, you just had to say so. We would have helped you or whatever. When it's like, no, like I don't think I want your help now because you're obviously an asshole.
That's the thing as well. This was actually like recent. I did a league game as well. I think I was playing with Benjamin too, and I was playing jungler. This was the first time I was playing jungler in league. You know, so even though all these games have the same principles, like they do still function differently, right? Mm-hmm. And jungler is pretty much like the toughest role to have, I think, at least. So at one point, like there's this guy like in the chat was just giving me shit, you know. He says like, "Hey, you fucking idiot! When are you gonna come up top and help me out?" And I was just like, "Hey, man, like, I don't know like when to help you out on top." Well, look at the fucking map, you dumbass! Like all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I was just like, "Hey, I don't know what your fucking problem is, but I'm playing jungler for the first time. Like, I'm pretty new to the game, so maybe chill." And he's like, "Oh, well, you gotta do like this." Like he was helpful after that, but I was just like, "Yeah, like why the fuck would you just assume?"
Yeah,
right away, like because I had the same thing like in a game that that I played by myself. I'm pretty sure we won, but that doesn't really matter. We had a really bad Master Yi player, and Master Yi is one of the starting champions in League of Legends.
So you can kind of read the writing on the wall that it's somebody new.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's very easy to tell. Like, hey, this person is new. You know, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. So. That's what's going on. And then like multiple people it's like, "Master Yi, uninstall your fucking game," and like all that. Dude, you gotta chill. You know, like at the end of the day, like I can get super frustrated playing games as well. You know, we all can, like especially like if you're a little competitive, you know. But at the end of the day, it's still just a fucking game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you play another game, you win. So like it it's a lot of overreaction.
So yeah, we're at about that hour mark, and so now we're opening up to the questions. If anybody has any questions about our expert MOBA opinions, and of course, since we're not actually
anything
experts,
else as well,
any questions whatsoever. But of course, if it's something MOBA related that we can't answer, we got Benjamin in the chat. So
yeah, I was about to say, if you got actual like related questions, just at Dreamy Daddy. He might be able to answer it for you.
And by maybe, it's like most definitely. And he'll give you the textbook answer because he wrote the book.
I don't know about that.
I think it's safe to say that also Dreamy Daddy is the most handsome Smite player to have existed.
Yeah.
Safe
I would
bet?
agree with
Safe
that.
Bet? Yeah.
Very safe bet, yeah. That's the thing as well. Like I remember as well. And like we keep bigging up like Benjamin right now, right? Dreamy Daddy. And but like we keep bigging him up like cuz he's genuinely like really good at the fucking game. You know what I mean? Like at Smite. And
also
the thing is like
he's always on. The other day I was playing a random game just like every once to practice to not be shit for the stream. I'll play random games and if I have like 45 minutes of time and Benjamin signs on, he's like, "Oh, you're on, didn't invite me, I see." And I was like, "Holy shit, like why are you on at this hour?"
Yeah, like it would be a thing where like I would sign to Discord and every time I would be on Discord I would see like Dreamy Daddy playing Smite. But it was also the thing like I remember like he and I like started out like playing this together because like Ahmed introduced us to it, right? And there were times like where he and I were on the same level. We were both just shit. Like I remember we once played like a game of Joust and we basically just got fucked up by like a single Uller player. And since then like both of us were like, "Oh man, Uller's great." So we both went and unlocked Uller. Uller is great in the right hands, which Dreamy Daddy now has, so he's really good with him. I played Uller yesterday. I was shit. So, but like, it's the thing. Like, I think the point of it is, like, that's something that is very rewarding in MOBAs. If you just like put in the hours and like. Dreamy Daddy's put in way more hours than I would like to, but
he plays more than I sleep.
Yeah, if you do grind, you do like it is very much skill based. A lot of it, like you can get really good.
Yeah,
is all I'm saying.
Practice makes mediocrity, as they say.
All right. I see a question.
Oh, read it.
Ahmed asks, AJ, what does it mean to freeze a lane?
I defer to Dreamy Daddy. Next question. What's that? That's when you get like, because he kept making the joke yesterday. And I chuckled along, but we all know I didn't know what the fuck he meant.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, but I think freezing lane is when you kind of distract some of the minions to put them at a standstill, so everything kind of stays where it is in that lane, right?
Somewhat. It means you just don't really clear. You don't like heavy clear a wave of minions, right?
Okay.
You kind of let them fight, and you don't really do anything. And the intention is to like put pressure on the other person to do something. I think.
Okay.
Right. Because I've seen it been used, like, for example, like I saw like a League of Legends video the other day where somebody was freezing the lane. What he would do is he would like come in and like he would have the upper hand like in the 1v1 basically.
Yeah.
So the other guy would back off. He would then like clear like one minion and then do nothing. So then his minions beat the lane, but then the other wave of minions came up. And then, like, he would have, like, way more minions than the other guy. So he would have, like, a lot of pressure over the other guy for where the other guy would have to do something. And then he could take advantage of that.
Oh, I feel like I've done that before by accident.
Dreamy Daddy says the intention is to zone people live there, be off the minions that are dying. And if they want to get close, you can pressure them. Yeah, so that's pretty close to what I said, I feel like.
Also, by the way, since it just happened again, I WhatsApped you the message Chenny sent me to stop your mic from cutting out.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I haven't looked at it, dude.
Okay, I was just letting you know.
Okay.
Chenny says, I thought freezing a lane was literally freezing it, like putting ice and making people slip and fall.
I mean, that's kind of what, like...
I mean, Dragon was doing, because he had that ice god or that Yeti looking character before, right?
Yeah.
He just put up an ice wall.
Yeah.
Dreamy Dad says that's the MLG strat. Don't share that, please. What? Now I can't hear you.
All right, so you can still hear me now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What the fuck? Kind of weird. I'll look into it afterwards.
It was pretty easy, my dude.
Okay.
But no worries.
But it's all in English.
Oh,
I don't have Discord in English.
Amir's just says Jurn actually sounds good now.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I get like I'll do the translations for you. Obviously, just go to settings, video, voice and video.
Yeah.
Where it says
automatically determine audio sensitivity.
Yeah, you switch that off and then you scroll it down.
Okay. I see it now. Okay.
All right, give us a good shout. Yeah, you didn't cut out at all. Scream one more time for me. That was a moan, if anything. Oh my god! But yeah, it didn't cut out.
All right, cool. That was actually really easy. Yeah.
Chenny says, "Imagine fixing your mic problems during a podcast." Yo, we're fucking pros.
Yeah.
we don't wait to fix things, right? We do it live, baby, live.
Yeah, we get on it.
Oh my god, man! Think about those sponsorships coming our way now that this shit works.
Yeah, Amish called me a voice actor. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
You know it, baby.
Uh-huh.
Anybody that's seen my Undertale playthrough knows.
It's my favorite. I put it on when I fall asleep. I'm like, Jurn and Daddy. I'm like, Jurn and Daddy, do a voice for me.
Let's see. Do we have any other questions?
Yeah, please. Oh man, so Chenny says someone clip that. I would love if on my highlight video at the end of the month that it wasn't just me dabbing. If it was also just Jurn and just a still picture going, ah!
Is everybody just clipping you dabbing?
I hope not, because then I won't have any choice but to include
it. Somebody paid bits the other day for me to dab, so I dab hard as fuck, dude.
Oh hell yeah!
But yeah, let's see. Let's see who we enter. Who's the coolest looking MOBA character ever? Oh my god, that's a difficult question.
Yeah. Oh shit.
I like Seth. I like Seth from League of Legends,
Let me see.
but
How you spell
that's
that?
because he's an SETT, because he's an anime character. Then I also like in Smite, I really like Erlang Shen a lot. Because he looks cool. But that's, I don't know, like a lot of it's like with Smite is like I like the look of guys that like of the mythology I'm into, right? So then what one that I think is super cool, that looks super cool, is Merlin in Smite, because it's like a very different take on Merlin, because Merlin is usually just like, oh, the old wizard with the beard. But in Smite he's like young and fucking cool and shit. So,
oh yeah, yes. Look at that fucking. He's like Ewan McGregor before he was the old Obi-Wan Kenobi.
yeah, exactly.
Oh man.
So I like that one. Also, the female barbarian in fucking in Heroes of the Storm. But
Merlin in this kind of looks like Riker from Star Trek, Next Generation.
Okay, I've never seen that. So. So yeah. How about you? AJ? You got any favorite looking MOBA characters?
Yes.
Who?
Let's go with Set, because he's a dreamy boy with red hair. I dig that.
Yeah, you like his fucking
like
cat ears?
Yeah, and I like that his chest is out and stuff.
Yeah, I like his like fur like jacket thing.
Oh yeah, it is pretty cool. Also, I don't know enough about all of them to like really give a solid answer. I think one of Anubis's skins is pretty cool. Like his more purple related one where he looks a little bit more decrepit. That's pretty sick.
Yeah, Smite has a bunch of dope skins.
Yeah. Also, I love how like they have skins to kind of make your character something else, since they can't include everything in the game. So it's not even like a true portrayal of the god. It's just like for fun.
Yeah, I agree. That's the thing as well. Like that's like there's some skins in League of Legends that I really like, but that's just because the skins just make the character look like a character from Dynasty Warriors. And it's like it's literally like a ripoff of it. But I'm like, yeah, that's fucking dope. Yeah. Like I love the Lubu skin, the Warring Kingdom skin from fucking Jafar, or what his name is, Jarvan 4. That's it. In League. Hey, do we have another question, AJ, or what? We usually do 3, right?
Yeah, I haven't seen one so far. Can you? Is there one there? Have you seen one pop up?
There's a bunch of ones like going back, but like one of them is like if we play Raid Shadow Legends, which I don't think is that good of a question.
I mean, we might as well one day as a joke, right? Raise some money for charity or something like that, and just be like, "Hey guys, we're gonna stream Raid Shadow Legends."
I mean, I have played Raid Shadow Legends.
Really?
Yeah, because my brother played it. I don't. Maybe he still does.
I hope so.
But I was just like, because it's kind of a game like, fucking, like, there's a lot of games like it, right? But I'm trying to think of like, fuck, I'm trying to think of the name of the game that it's like a lot alike, but I can't remember. So that's fucking cool. God damn it. Hero something? Hero's Charge? Is that it? Yeah, I feel like that's it. Am I getting that right? Hero's Charge, yeah. So Raid Shadow Legends is like, it's very much like Hero's Charge. But fucking, it's just like Hero's Charge is very like kiddie drawn characters and graphics and all that stuff, and then Raid Shadow Legends is like adult graphics, you know. So
Yeah.
but yeah, but it's very similar to that. It's honestly like it's pretty fun. It's just like one of those things that like it's one of those things where I already play enough mobile games. I already spend enough like time and money on Dokkan, so I really need another like game on my fucking phone. So yeah, Have you played it, AJ?
Nope.
Cool.
Just watched hella ads, so big fan.
Hell yeah.
All right, guys. Well, oh, sorry, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, Kim asked, how's your brother's horse doing? I don't know. I haven't checked in with the horse, but my brother's doing all right.
It's glue now.
It's glue?
Yeah, that's a thing. I don't know why it's a thing here in America, but they say that like if your horse gets hurt or whatever, or you have to put it down, you send it to the glue factory and it becomes glue.
Oh,
I don't know why that's a thing. I think it's something to do with the hooves. Could be they turn the horse hooves into glue. Says Mofomet. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So,
yeah, I've never heard about that.
Yeah. So that's a thing. So that's what we're gonna end with today.
The more you know, I guess.
The more you, hey.
Oh, Matt asked me how much I spend on Dokkan a month.
Too much.
It depends on the month, bro. Like it depends on like what banner's coming at is released and all that kind of stuff. But I would say like it's usually like 100, 150. So that's like on average, right? There's been times where I've spent more.
$150?
Yeah.
Dude.
There's times where I've spent more, there's times where I've spent less, but you wail. Yeah, I guess.
All right. Well, on that note, and since we have to get off air to talk about Jurn's addiction, thank you everybody for joining this week. Hopefully the beginning brought some positivity to everybody. And I know things are kind of tough right now, so everybody chin up. Know that there's safe places for you out there and that you have support. And we love everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
Stay strong.
Bye, guys.